Hi, I'm Kara the Home Learner, and today I'm taking you inside the Ultimate Homeschool Planner because I've just finished my weekly plans for next week, and so I thought I'd show you how that works. So I've got inside the planner, I'm quite a few pages in. This is the weekly planner section. And what I've done is I've written out the week that we're in, the days of the week down the side, and the subjects across the top. In order to know what our pacing is, I reference this in my planner. This is where I have done all the math for all the subjects, for all the chapters, and figured out how many lessons per week we need to do in order to finish that subject in the time that we have allowed. So we do year-round schooling, which is six-week terms, and otherwise known as 36 weeks of school, however you want to divide that up for your family. So this is where I find the pacing. So I know, for instance, with reading and reasoning, we need to do 4 pages in our workbook per week in order to finish that at the pace that I'd like. And that's actually quite a slow pace for that workbook, but I can do a review of reading and reasoning if you would like me to. So put that in the comments if you would like to see that. So once I know our pacing, then I just look it up and I start writing in what we need to get accomplished in that week. And I can see by going down how heavy each subject is going to be. For the most part, I try to keep a steady flow of material. I don't like to bunch one subject heavily into just one day and then not have it at all the rest of the week. We could easily do all of our science in one day, for instance, but I prefer to keep shorter lessons for the kids, like 15 to 20 minutes tops per subject, so that I keep their attention better and we get through the material faster. And just the change from saying, okay, get out your science books, to, all right, now it's time to do our well-ordered language. It's just, if it's a shorter period of time that they have to focus on a subject, it's better for their attitudes and just for our flow. So once I have gotten the pacing understood, then I plug those in. Like I said, I use the tool at the beginning where I wrote out how many chapters or how many pages we need to do per week, and then I just fill that in. Writing in this schedule took me about 15 minutes just to physically write it all. And I know it seems redundant possibly to have to write the page numbers in when you're thinking, well, my kids are just going to do the next 3 pages or whatever it may be. But I use this schedule once I have it written. I use this every single day to write to write exactly what I've written down here. I write on the whiteboard or on the chalkboard, and that's what I have my kids copy into their calendars as their homeschool record. So this is our homeschool plan, and I write out 1 week at a time. I don't write the weeks ahead, so you'll see the next pages in my weekly planner. Oh, there you go. The next week is blank. I don't write ahead. So I write this in here and the kids copy it down, and that's what we work from, and that's what I can adjust from then when I write next week. Let's say we don't get all the way through this Classical Conversations timeline card, so that gets carried over to the next week or whatever it may be. So at the bottom of the page here, this is something just I do. It's helpful for me. I haven't filled it in yet because it's personal, but I write in this bottom section so you can see the days of the week. You know, it could be like Saturday or Sunday or whatever you want it to be, but for me it makes sense to put outside of the house stuff. So what we have to leave the house for on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, just to keep an idea on how much time we're actually going to have at home, and if a day is going to be rushed, or if a day has a AM appointment, then I know this has to be accomplished in the afternoon, or if we have an afternoon appointment, then I know this has to be accomplished in the morning. So keeping my appointments at the bottom helps me to track what time of day we will do school, how crunched our lessons may feel, and what that's going to look like, and it just helps me keep a better tab on what I'm expecting of the kids. So I write out my week like this. I also, before or after I do this, I make sure and reference our month. So we have to, or I just do 1 week at a time. I look at our calendar, I make sure everything lines up, like I said. So I check the calendar, and that's how I know what to write in down here. And then once I have checked the overall calendar for the month, I don't check it again. I just use this page all week long. So I'm not flipping through a calendar and trying to keep track of that, plus flipping through my weekly spread and trying to keep track of that. I just look at this. I don't even look at my planning pages here for the pace. I've already written that in over here, so I don't need to flip back to that page anymore. This is all I look at. And then when it comes time to plan again, I look at the pacing to remind myself how much I should assign. I look at the month and figure out what appointments we have and where we're gonna go, and then I write it into the weekly plan, and that's it. Not a lot of flipping back and forth. This is the one page. I leave this page open on my desk all week long, and I use it all week long. So I hope that helps. I will link the post that I wrote about how I do my weekly plan in the description box. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave those for me down in the comments below. I hope this helps. I hope seeing it gives you a better picture of how we break up our schoolwork and get everything we want to do accomplished in a responsible way. So keep on learning. Thanks for watching. Bye.